This is textured paper, and it is so deeply embossed, I'll show you that close up in just a moment, that it makes an incredible surface. Now I'm showing you some of the things that you can use with this. I've got distress crayons, Inka Gold, distress inks, pigment inks. You can use lots of different media with these textured papers, and you're really going to see some fun looks with them. But it is really, like I said, really deeply embossed. I'm going to try to turn it so you can just see, you can see that shadow on there. So that's added onto the top. It's embossing that's been added to the top of the paper. So if I turn this over, you see there's not a depression on the back. So it's not embossed pushed through as you would use an embossing folder. It's actually embossing that sits on top of that paper, and it's a little bit kind of plasticky, so it really accepts a lot of media really well. It spreads across that nicely, and this is going to be nice even in small places on your projects. So like I said, they can be inked, they can be painted, you can use Inka Gold. Oh, and I wanted to show you two different sheets here. So we've got this nice Leafy Scrollwork image, and these each measure 10 inches by 12 inches. You purchase these separately, so one sheet of this, but you're going to want more than that because they're fun to play with. Just beautiful stripes on this one, and it does have a little bit of color, so you can use that just as is, but you can totally alter the color and change it to whatever you want. And here it's got that embossed area and some raised texture here, so a really some real depth to your projects with that. So take a look what can be done with that. So take the leaf pattern, and it's been glued to the front of this chipboard letter B. Just beautiful. You can just take that chipboard, put it down onto your paper, trace it out, cut it out, glue it in place, and then start having some fun with that. And so with this one, we've used Inka Gold. So let me play with the Inka Gold just a little bit to show you what that might look like. I've got this, I've got Inka Gold, which is it's a colored wax paste basically, and this is great for all sorts of surfaces. It works really great. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that and spread it on top of the image like that. Now if you do it just kind of lightly, you're going to see a nice sort of a grainy image on top of that. You can try to stay on top of it, or you can go over the whole thing and get it over the background. That's a nice look. And then add a little pink in there to offset that blue just a little bit, mix and blend those colors. It's really simple to apply color to this, and I like the look. You can also spread that around with a baby wipe pretty easily. So look at that, it just spreads the color right away. And so that's why I love how it takes color. So you can get that rough hazy look, or now you've got sort of a watercolor just sort of blend it all over everything look. So really pretty look. Let's look at something else you can do with this. I've got, let's see, pigment inks here. So if I move this over just a little bit, and I've got a nice bright pigment ink, and watch how easily it takes color. I'm just scooting it across the top, moving it around, getting just a really beautiful, rich look. It's going to sit on top. You can do it in the background as well. So it takes pigment inks very simply. Also distress inks. So just about any kind of ink you're going to be able to just grab that ink pad or grab a cosmetic wedge and start adding your inks and change your background to whatever you want. So that was distress ink. We've used Inka Gold. We've used pigment inks. How about distress crayons? Just a little bit of that, and it's going to go a long way. I'm going to grab the stripe to see if we can get what kind of look we can get on there. It's a little bit of a smaller detail, so let's take a look. Just scoot it across the top just like that. Just add a little bit of color. Now I'm happy with that just the way it is. I think that's a great look, but you can also add a little bit of extra color and then blend them, which I think will be nice too. So there's a little blue there. Beautiful colors. They go on nice and smooth and creamy right across the surface of this textured paper. And then if I take my baby wipe again, I can sort of blend them like so. I can make a lighter color and just get kind of a nice look that way. So lots of fun techniques that you can do with it. Change it a little bit. If you don't want to add color to it, you can use it just like this. This has been placed on a paper mache box, so you've got that paper just right on the top of it. The edges have been inked a little bit, and it really gives some nice depth to that. Even a piece of that striped piece has been placed all the way around that box. So it's going to be amazing, I think, on an album or a scrapbook cover. I think that would make a great look. It would really be sort of a really deep, rich look on a scrapbook cover or an album. So lots of different ways to use them. Textured paper is going to be great on the front of a card or in your scrapbooking, and it really makes an incredible surface.